What's up, gentlemen? How's it going? As I go through this journey of reflecting on what's going on in my life and why the government is after me, more and more is coming up, and I have no other outlet than but to share it. In case of anything, if anything were to go wrong, or for it to be out there floating in the air somewhere, hopefully, as I believe I'm pretty much doing time. I believe that there's a wall around me as far as information, my access to the internet. I see officers everywhere I go. I could ditch my phone, and for some reason the officers will still be close by. Since I moved here to Chicano town, um, you know, for the first 3 or 4 weeks, there's an officer parked around the corner for me. Not even 1 minute walk. I'd see them morning, afternoon on my way to work, and so it's like they're putting pressure on me, but it works two ways here. I reflect more on what's going on, so I started thinking back to when I was in that mental hospital and they gave me the shot, which OD'd me, and so I've almost died before. When I was young, I got hit by a car. I went out. I seen I thought I seen the light. It could have been the light of wherever I was at. Anyhow, I woke up with them cutting my shirt open. They were ready to give me those shocks, whatever it's called, to resuscitate me. And there was a white doctor. She was screaming, "Oh, we have a heartbeat. We have a heartbeat." Anyways, so fast forward to the hospital, mental hospital. They give me this shot, and I don't know what they gave me, but I believe that I seen my soul leaving my body. Whatever the case may be, if it was true or not, I believe it, and that's good enough for me. But what I find strange is that afterwards, this mental hospital, was just busting out the seams with staff. I mean, there was good maybe 24 staff members in a small hospital, people going back and forth, screaming, talking loud. Everybody was trying to talk to me, and I could sense that something was wrong, but I don't know what was going on. They had me stupid on mental health drugs, and I went out a couple times to talk to people, and it dawned on me that these people weren't asking me mental health questions. They were asking me about me and trying to find out about my experiences. So at first I thought maybe it was what was going on in the yard. Uh, like when I was being chased down, and but now I'm starting to think that after reflecting on all the stuff about the bed and the machine inside the bed, I'm thinking these guys were not only probably FBI agents, but maybe some of them were scientists and doctors, and they were doing some kind of trials, or using me as a guinea pig, or that they knew what they were doing from the beginning, and used trickery to get me back there, and were waiting for me. Because I went back to that hospital later on, and it was not even as close as many people. And so back to the OD, uh, you know, uh, it seemed to me like after that happened, that they tried to offer me a deal. At the time, I thought the deal was um, for what happened on the yard, and then for the OD. And they had a black nurse or whatever, it's under a nurse, coming in, and one day they brought in a guy that was similar to him, but who I recognized as the manager from the Atlanta Braves, a black gentleman. Now, I try to look him up, and it shows me everybody but him. But I'm not dumb, man. They're trying to plant a seed of doubt in my brain, but I'm solid to what I know. I'm not gonna let them dictate my beliefs. And so They were all waiting. I'm talking about, we had the window small, and we had like fucking 4 or 5 fucking faces peeking into the window, trying to offer me some coffee and waiting for me to take it. And uh, I didn't take it because I felt something was wrong, you know. And it turns out that it was the deal. And I realized that around that time afterwards is when I seen my estranged sister. And I believe I mentioned this before, but what I left out was that, me and that side of the family didn't get along. And we, at the age of 12, me and my brother moved over there. And long story short, the stepmom put her hands on me. And seeing as I had been abused as a child, um, I felt ultimately disrespected, and I left. I bounced, and never to see them again. And not only that, but the daughter also tried to embarrass me at school in front of other people. So I believe that they had hate towards me. One, because we came from a poor family. I was dressed like a cholo. I used to have my Cortez on, and I stayed true to my brown side, from the gutter, baby. And what may have you, although I might dress and look like that, uh, they thought they were better than me. Case in point, I used to say ain't a lot, and they used to tell me, my dad's wife used to tell me that's not a proper word, do not say that. So I messed around and made her look stupid and tell her to look that shit up. And come to find out it was in the dictionary, and I was using correct language. So my point in that is that they were trying to pick at me. And I believe that they hated me, one, because, I was the youngest son, and at the time I was the only one that bear resemblance to my father. So fast forward now to the present, and where they offer me this, to take something from them, I felt like they were offering me a pardon due to the circumstances. Not realizing that shortly after is when I see my stepsister, and instead of having agony or or a face that was happy to see me, she had a face of disgust on her, and it left me confused because I thought that finally somebody was there to help me after everything I had been through. And later on, I would hear through certain individuals, officers, that they believe that she was a DA. Her mom was either a DA or an AG, Attorney General. And I'm thinking, well, if that's true, they must be related to the FBI, because at the time they were running the FBI sting, the 33rd scheme, and I was brought down from high desert. My points were dropped out of nowhere. The first time, they've tried to do anything for me to bring me to a lower level. Well, they weren't doing me a favor. They were setting me up for this thing. And so I believe that somewhere, somehow, that they're related to the FBI or DEA or something of the source, as those agencies were the ones who were investigating me and had me or were watching me. So I denied the deal, and I believe that that's what she looked at me angry. They called me attention to the window, so I knew they would want me to see her, and she had the ugly look on her face. Fast forward, at first I thought she was there to help me. Once I hit the yard and I started being attacked randomly, I'm starting to believe and flash back and think, oh shit, maybe she wasn't there to help me. Maybe she was involved in this, which, I believe to be true. And, that family believed they were better than me. They're the type that with strong conservative values, that they think they're better than other people. They believe that money made or break you. And so I'm believing to myself that they were ashamed of me because I used to put up the good fight. I'm a convict prisoner, but I also use my mind to fight the officers. and challenged the authority that they believed they had over me. And not only me, but my people, and not only my people, but the blacks and the whites. And it pissed them off that I would figure out ways to get around their oppression, and that I could bring people together at every prison and anywhere I touched down and anywhere I ever been. And, you know, I believe that they hated what I consider to be the law of attraction, and not necessarily from man to woman, but that I attracted the masses or the people inside to get together and open their minds to what was going on, and show them that together we had a fighting chance. And I believe that she was on the other side of the coin with the government agencies, and that I was a thorn to their side or their family side, and that they possibly had aspirations of, you know, being in the politics and stuff like that. That's the type of goals that they had. And starting to get attacked, after I started getting attacked, I realized that I was in their neighborhood in San Diego, California. So all this stuff is starting to come together now, like, oh, stuff, damn, you know, I believe that they concocted this stuff, and that they were playing good cop, bad cop on me, acting like they were helping me out to get me to this hospital. And I refused to take their deal, and eventually it followed me. And now I'm being followed, I'm being attacked directly and indirectly on the yard by total strangers, people spitting on me like they know me. When I don't know these people, I've never gotten a one-on-one fight in fucking 14, 15 years. Nobody's ever challenged me. And these random people are spitting on me and doing all this stuff. And once again, I brought together the masses. The front was united, the blacks and the whites. They all got together and they stood behind me and with me. And, you know, there's nothing that can piss off a government agency more than people standing together. And, you know, pretty much, you know, we're holding hands, and we're making a wall to their oppression. And so that puts a bigger target on my back, but I already have the target, so I'm not worried about it. Fast forward to the surgery, you know, they take me to the ocean to get done to get surgery done. And, you know, I'm believing that they didn't want to let it go, that they had a hard on. They, meaning the FBI and my estranged family. And now I get out of prison, and I realize that they're following me around whether I have a phone or not. And I just realized that while I was working at Wayfair, I believe I said the Living Spaces story already, but while I was working at Wayfair, I left from Wayfair to left Living Spaces to go to Wayfair. When I signed up to Wayfair, the lady who brought me in, she was grilling me on why I was leaving Living Spaces. Well, they put a mole in Living Spaces, and they put me out there to the people. They put my information out there and pretty much got rid of me. So she was grilling me, and they started following me around and showing up at places that I would be at. And they tried to talk to me, and she threw it out there that she was from San Diego, that she worked in San Diego also. So these girls were tailing me, and I don't know if they're working for the COs or working for the FBI, but they had all my information, and they hacked my accounts. They hacked my accounts and started sharing my information with the people at Wayfair, and people started talking to me, you know, about prison, asking me questions if I was a child molester or what the fuck, you know, they were asking me strange questions. And I'm pretty sure that they were contacted by, you know, federal agencies or whoever it may be before I even got there. You know, actually, while I was there, she put me off to take a phone call. And that's when she came back and started grilling me on why exactly I was leaving Living Spaces. And uh, you know, for the regular person, you might be, oh, you're being paranoid. Well, I would have to tell you that being paranoid, turns out that everything I've ever been paranoid about, I haven't been paranoid about, it's been true. Paranoid about it's been true. And so, these ladies start following me around, showing up to places that I'm going to. And at the time, I released a thesis. Well, I have a thesis about technology, and my phone is being tapped. Um, I believe more than my phone. I believe it goes further than that, technology wise. But so I released what I call the Indian thesis, about my bloodline, um, being being followed since birth. My mom told me as a kid that I had meningitis. I had to get a spinal tap, but I was never sick for 18 years. I was sick once. The second time I was sick was when I got into prison, and so that doesn't fit. And then when I go to trial, the DA acts like she knows me and tells my mom that she sees the devil in my eyes when she's never met me. So that's not the thesis. The thesis is that electricity runs through us, as humans, that we're one with the earth, and that we're generated by power, and energy from the UV rays, and that the government is using those that system to watch us. And a long time ago, they took away the AM waves to use for their own good. Second of all, that the second part of my thesis, this is the short part, is that we never sleep, and that we're a constant energy, and that since I was given that shot, and what I believe that I seen myself dying, I believe that there's no such thing as 3D, but there's such thing as 2D. That while we sleep, our conscious is living, it's still living, whether it be in another world or however you want to see it. That we're still alive, that we're still awake, but just in a different manner. And there's more to it, but this is the short version. And after that, many more people started approaching me, and telling me that they were coming from certain areas, and trying to strike up conversations with me. But I don't just talk to anybody. And since they were tapping my phone line, they knew that my goal in life was to start a family. So these officers, FBI, or whoever it may be, scientists, whoever that were watching me, were sending women at me. They were sending, I was having threesomes with girls, multiple women, from different places. One girl, she was, she's related to people in Alaska. What do you do in Alaska? You see the stars in Alaska. That's the best view you have, the North Pole. So I'm believing that they're listening to the things that I'm saying, and they're putting together something, and either trying to steal my idea, or find out more, or make me lock in a deal, because they're sending me women that work for Cisco Systems, not no school food or nothing. I'm talking about computer systems. They're sending me just random different people that when I meet them, I feel like they don't belong where they're right here where we're supposed to be, and I feel like they're trying to get information out of me. And I'm out there pimping. So if these girls, they're not wife quality. So if they're not giving, we're not sleeping on the first day, I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm just out there living my life until I found that right woman. So I was brushing them off, getting rid of them. But and because of that, they started setting me up, and to be hurt. and multiple times I've gotten away, running away, and I believe that they were put me in the pressure cooker, either trying to get me to react, so they could take me back to prison, or to have me get hurt and take me back to the hospital, either because I have something they want, or whether it be my blood, or whether it be a bug they put in me, uh, or whatever happened during the surgery. Um, and the only place I would frequent was a bar, and they were sending people to the bar, trying to get information on me, people trying to intimidate me. You know, Actually, I could recall a certain individual saying that he was a police officer, and he tried to intimidate me and get crazy with me, like he was gonna do something to me, and he was doing it right in front of my little brother, and he tried to use because he believed he knew my brother. He tried to use him as leverage towards me. So I laughed at him and told him, "Bro, you don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "That's my brother, motherfucker." And my brother looked at him and turned and looked at him like, "What's up?" So he fucking ran with his tail between his fucking legs and, shot us some drinks. But that same dude told me he was an officer. And now we got these chicks saying that they work in San Diego also, where all the crimes occurred. So now these people are fucking following me around, no doubt. And you got people, they're using a smut campaign. You got people calling me, everything from a rapist to a child molester, to a fucking fag, all around the spectrum, whatever you can call me. And I believe that the COs or the officers were using that to put people against me. And I moved here, and they followed me. Obviously, they know I'm here, so it has to be something big. It can't just be FBI probe or sting trying to crack me crack me as a member of the Mexican Mafia, as I have no contact with them, nor do I have any want or need to be in contact with them. So there's obviously something else going on here, which leads me back to where I believe that, when I was born, either there's something in my DNA or my blood or bloodline or something to that effect. And it grew from that to something much bigger. And not only that, they're listening to my words and my thoughts. And it's either they don't want me putting it out there to the general public, or they want to take what's mine. And, like I told them before, I ain't afraid of no ghost, man. And, they don't want to directly contact me. They don't want to see me face to face. They want me to fold under pressure, which they don't realize, because they think they're smarter than me, that I thrive under pressure. So, hey, officers, scientists, CEOs, whoever you guys are, love you. Toodles.